Fear of nature. There's a kind of fear that feels reasonable because it's tied to things we can see. Storms, droughts, earthquakes, disease. Scripture never asks us to pretend nature isn't powerful, but it does insist we understand what kind of power it has. The Bible is clear. Creation is fallen, but it is not autonomous. Romans 8:20-21 says creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, and that it waits for redemption. In other words, the natural world is broken, but it is not in charge. It groans, it shakes, it threatens, but it does not rule. That distinction matters because fear enters when creation is treated like a rival instead of a servant. When nature is seen as something that operates independently of God, fear grows. But Scripture consistently restores the hierarchy. In Jeremiah 5:22, God asks, "Do you not fear me? I placed the sand as the boundary for the sea, a perpetual barrier that it cannot pass. The waves rise, they roar, but they stop where God says stop." Jesus gives us a living picture of this in Mark 4. A storm hits so violently that seasoned fishermen panic, and Jesus doesn't argue with the wind. He speaks to it, "Peace, be still." And the sea obeys him. Not eventually, immediately. The Old Testament shows the same authority. God promises rain and harvest as blessing in Leviticus. He sends hornets ahead of Israel's army in Joshua. He even uses wild animals to enforce his prophetic authority in 2 Kings. Creation responds, not randomly, but purposefully. That's the balance Scripture calls us to. Respect creation, steward it wisely, take danger seriously, but never fear it, because nature isn't sovereign. God is. Fear grows when we forget that creation answers to someone. Faith remembers, and Scripture leaves us with a grounding truth. If the sea obeys God, it is not your master.